Sketch the function f of x is equal to 2 divided by x squared minus 9 minus 4. How do you get to do it? We need to find the vertical asymptote. We also need to find the horizontal asymptote. As long as the denominator is bigger than the numerator, that is the highest power in the denominator is bigger than the highest power in the numerator, horizontal asymptote will always be at y is equal to 0. But because we have got a constant added to this function, then the horizontal asymptote goes to negative 4. The vertical asymptote simply equates the denominator to 0. We are going to have x minus the 3 if I factorize, and then x plus the 3 equated to 0. That is going to give us x being equal to 3 or x being equal to negative 3. When I find these values, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a table of values, equate the denominator of the function and the numerator of the function to 0. We have got negative 3 here, I've got positive 3 here. If I equate this to 0, I'm going to find positive 3 and negative 3. Now if I equate the numerator to 0, I'll not find anything. Okay, so then I get the factors which I equated to 0. I equated x minus 3. I did also equate x plus 3. If I equated x minus 3 to 0, give me positive 3, meaning if I use any value of x greater than 3 to give me positive in this factor, for example, 4 minus 3 is positive, and then if I cross the 3 to be negative, and then for x plus 3, I get negative 3 if I equate it to 0. Anything above negative 3, for example, negative 2, put in this factor to be positive. And then anything below negative 3 is negative. And then we need to multiply these factors because they are multiplying. This is going to be positive, negative, positive. So then we go on and sketch this graph. The x-axis there, the y-axis here. Right, so we have got our asymptotes. Our asymptotes we have got at positive 3 for values of x. And then we also have at negative 3. And then we go also to the horizontal asymptote. Now the horizontal asymptote is at y being equal to negative 4. Say negative 4 is here. So what is going to happen? For values of x smaller than negative 3, the function is supposed to be positive. What do you mean positive? It's supposed to be above the asymptote, right? Above the asymptote. So then what is going to happen? It is going to be above this asymptote. This is the one dividing the positive and the negative. Okay? So the function is going to be going up like that to the positive values of y. And then between negative 3 and positive 3, the function is supposed to be negative, meaning below the horizontal asymptote. So it's going to be below here. Going down there and also going down. You will not be able to cross these asymptotes. That's why they are there. And then above positive 3, the function is going to be positive, meaning it is going to be above these asymptotes, like that. So we can see we have got all these values. This one here, values which we are cutting the x-axis. And that happens when y is equal to 0, meaning I need to equate this function to 0 to be able to find those values. And how do you do that? Because those are going to be important when you've been asked to sketch this graph. So at the x-intercepts, y is equal to 0. So equate the function to 0. We're going to have 0 is equal to 2 divided by x squared minus 9 minus 4. Take 4 the other side. 4 is going to be equal to 2 divided by x squared minus 9. This is over 1. Cross multiply. This is going to be 4x squared minus. We multiply 9 by 4 and that is going to give us a 36. And that is going to be equal to 2. Bring to this side, we're going to have 4x squared minus. That will give us now 38. And that is going to be equal to 0 because if 2 comes this side, it will be negative. And then I can take the 38 over the other side. So we're going to have 4x squared is equal to 38. I can divide both sides by a 4. Okay, that is going to give us, of course, a decimal point. But if we're not using a calculator, I'll just divide and I'll get 38 over 4. And then from here, square root. If I square root, we are going to get positive or negative square root of 38, but square root of 4 is a 2. So meaning that this one here is going to be positive square root of 38 over 2 comma 0, and then this one here is going to be negative square root of 38 over 2 comma 0. Now we also need to find the turning point here. For this graph, it is symmetrical. That is going to happen when x is equal to 0. So this is going to be 2 over negative 9 minus 4. 2 over negative 9 minus 4, that is the same as negative 2 over 9 minus 4. This is over 1. I multiply negative 2 with a 1. That will give us negative 2. I multiply 9 by 4. That is going to give us negative 36. And then divide by the product of the two denominators. So this is giving us negative 38 over 9. Now how many times does 9 go into 38? It goes there about 4 times. So this is the same as 4 with a remainder and then over 9. So then the turning point at this point is going to be 38 comma 9. 38 over 9 comma 0, right? Actually this is negative, so that will be the turning point. Otherwise, if this graph was not symmetrical, looking at these asymptotes, we would have used differentiation. We differentiate this function and then we equate it to 0. It would have given us the turning point.